Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for part 3 for 2023. We're going to look at houses 9 through 12 in this reading. The other two parts are going to be linked up down below this video. Your ninth house represents travel, learning, wisdom, all those sorts of things. And you have the Hierophant right here. The Hierophant, of course, is a great card of education and learning new things. I kind of feel that you are in this period of figuring out what works, is what I'm getting. You have this Clean It Up card here. That's normally like a card of, cleaning up your vibration, kind of just cleaning up situations in your life. But what I feel like you're doing is it's almost like you're actually figuring out what works in like multiple different areas of your life. I don't think it's just like one thing or another. I think you could be, working on love, and you could be working on business, your health, pretty much everything. And it's like you're figuring out like what information is actually useful. I think you're figuring out what information isn't useful. And this is a good thing. I think it's kind of, I get this vibe of things becoming not easier, but just maybe simpler, more efficient, right? We even actually see this right here with the Six of Pentacles as well. On the Six of Pentacles, he's like giving to one thing, but he's not giving to the other, this person right here. So it's a card of like equal give and take, right? But it's also a card of cause and effect. Like, where do you put your energy and where do you get energy back for the energy exchange? So again, this is the house of learning, the ninth house, and I feel like that's what you are learning. Could be a major lesson for you as well that you've been learning for a long time. Like, who can you invest your time into? What businesses, jobs, what careers, what health situations can you invest your time into, and what do you get back for the time that you invest, right? Even here, same thing. You have the Two of Pentacles and the Hierophant wanting to come out together, and the Two of Pentacles is about balance and spinning plates, but it's kind of like a work hard, play hard card. It's a card of balancing the energy, balancing two things out. And the Hierophant is, of course, a card of education. So there you go. It's also, the ninth house also has to do with travel, and the Hierophant is the bridge between like the heavens and the earth. So it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of you were traveling like mentally, even while you sleep or like while you meditate, and you could be going to some places that you could actually create in the real world. So, you end with the Star card, and I kind of feel this energy here, Scorpio, that you could actually be seeing a reality that could exist for you. So if you're like traveling in your dreams or your daydreams or whatever, there could actually be a lot of success for you there. Again, this is the house of wisdom as well, and the Hierophant definitely represents wisdom. So I feel you have a lot of wisdom. I actually feel like you could be being seen as a leader as well, if not right now, in the future for sure. This is a card of taking the lead or being leader. It's also a card of leaving a comfort zone, and all three water signs have had this card in this part of their reading, in the 9 through 12. So it wouldn't surprise me if some of you are traveling or moving, or if you were just like leaving a comfort zone. Again, this is the house of travel. Two of Wands can definitely represent traveling. You even go down to the Eight of Wands here, and the Eight of Wands is also like a card of travel. You have the Knight of Swords as well, which can be a card of travel. So it wouldn't surprise me if like a lot of you were traveling, moving, thinking about traveling or moving, like all that other good stuff as well. And you could probably be learning a lot on your adventures. With the Two of Wands, you have this speculation card. Yep, he is just standing here. He is just standing here thinking about, what could happen, what might never happen. If we go over here as well, we go to the Moon card, which is also speculation. And so I feel like this is saying, if you're thinking about doing something, do it. Don't just imagine it. Don't just live it. Again, I was getting something. This isn't accurate astrology necessarily, right? But like I said, I was getting something about traveling mentally. The ninth house isn't necessarily traveling mentally. It's traveling. But what I would say here is, I read intuitively, so it is what it is, right? And I feel like some of you, it's like you could be traveling to these places, you could be having these fantasies, but I feel like you need to bring these things down to earth. Again, the Hierophant is the bridge between the heavens and the earth. He literally takes the ideas and grounds them in reality. So, a big theme for you this year, for sure. With the Two of Pentacles and the Hierophant, you have this publicity card, a lot of positive attention for you as well. So, this is true for everyone. You end with the Star card. We have Pluto going into Aquarius, tons of publicity and attention if you want it. With the Six of Pentacles, you have this idealism card. Yeah, I feel like nothing is going to be perfect at this time, which is perfectly fine. You know, this card basically says nothing is perfect. You might have an ideal vision for how you want certain things to go, but life rarely ever works perfectly, right? So, I feel like you just need to be open to different ways of doing things, and I feel like you'll be perfectly fine. Next, in your 10th house, you have this Hawk Spirit. It says, let spirit be your guide. 10th house, of course, is the house of career, fame, long-term goals as well. So I feel for a lot of you that this could be talking about you. Again, the Hierophant, letting spirit be your guide. You have these imaginations or these ideas for your long-term goals, for your business, for your career, if you happen to have one. And again, even if you don't, again, it could be any long-term goal. You could have a goal to create a family. You could have a goal to move or travel. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. But I do feel like you're being guided. You do have a lot of spiritual energy here. You have the moon. You also have the High Priestess over here. So, a lot of these cards are Pisces cards, but they could also just represent trusting your intuition or your intuition guiding you. I do feel that this is saying that maybe you're not exactly clear on how you're going to accomplish something with the moon card. There are mountains in the background of the moon, and I always say the moon doesn't say stop. The moon says keep going and don't stop, right? The Fool has to go all the way down here because mountains represent achievements. And look at this. Things might not be clear right now, but things are going to get clear. Queen of Swords, she's clear for the first time, and that's going to lead to the Star, like a wish. So I literally feel this is saying in work, in business, in career, in any goal, anything that you want to achieve, if you don't stop, you will be successful, even if it doesn't seem like it right now. So I feel like you need to keep pushing. I feel like you need to be more bold and assertive as well. With the King of Wands, he's really bold. He's really assertive. He isn't afraid to build something new either. Like if he has to, create something new or different so that he can be more successful, he's perfectly happy to do that. He's perfectly happy to say like, okay, I have to, build this new thing to create success. He also really nurtures things into existence. He uses, he treats things like a baby, so if he's starting a business, if he's, starting a new health routine, anything, any goal, like I said, any goal that you have, treat it like a baby. Really take care of it, really nurture it, and this pretty much guarantees success. You also have the Wheel of Fortune, love it, so clearly your fortunes are changing in your career. I feel like you're like much more certain, and I also feel you're more clear on what you want to do in your career. So, or whatever it is that you do for work or business, doesn't matter what it is, but whatever it is that you're doing, I feel like you're much more clear. I also feel you just feel, kind of more in control, which I think that's a thing that's changing your luck here. We kind of see this as well going across to this Star card. It's like clearly your luck is changing in career, and this could obviously be improving your money or your finances. This could also be your destiny as well, because the Wheel of Fortune is your destiny in the sense that it's your personal vision for your life. The Eight of Wands says you're charging right towards it. The Star is like a wish granted. And the Star is a very good card. So, I kind of feel like because you're feeling it more like you can control things, it's like giving you a little bit more confidence, which is probably in turn the thing that is making you more successful, if that makes sense. With the Moon card, you have this Discovery card. You water signs have been getting a ton of travel cards. It's crazy. Wouldn't surprise me if you're traveling. Part of me kind of feels like this is Uranus and Taurus. On top of that, we're also going to have Jupiter moving into Taurus next year. It's not going to be there forever, but it's going to retrograde back into Aries for a short period of time, obviously. Then at the end of the year, it'll move back into Taurus. But, it's kind of interesting to me. I'm wondering if that Taurus energy is why, all the water signs have been getting this travel stuff. Taurus isn't necessarily travel, but with Uranus and Taurus to me is freedom. So it's like, I think everybody wants to feel more free, whatever that means for you, and that could definitely be travel. There could also just be a lot of opportunity for you in stepping into the unknown with the Moon card, exploring your dreams, exploring your ideas where you don't know how to do things. That Discovery card, I feel like it's saying, go into those places that are maybe where there's darkness because you just might find the light. With the King of Wands, you have this revenge card. I would be careful of jealousy and gossip at work for sure, especially at the beginning of the year. A lot of people have been getting this card as well. I don't really feel revenge here or anything like that. But again, I would just, I would be careful of that. I always tell people Mars retrograde, we basically have until the middle of March before we're out of the energy anyway. So I would say no gossiping, no talking behind anyone's back, especially in work or career, because this is your work and career house. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have this devotion card. See, I feel you're much more confident about something. This is normally a card of love, and I do kind of feel love here, even though these houses aren't necessarily love houses. The other two parts, we talked about love for the most part, but I feel like this is saying if you are devoted, remember I said if you treat something like a baby, right? When you think about it, a mother, father, they're like normally devoted to their children, right? They're extremely devoted and will do anything for them. I feel like if you can develop those feelings for a career, a business, or some sort of goal that you want to achieve that matters to you, that's what's going to lead to success for you here, for sure, Scorpio. I do feel a little bit that for some of you, this could be love. So there could be communication coming in love. Could be an Aquarius. You have everything here. Aquarius, air, Aries, Pisces, Leo stands out to me as well. So I don't know, take it how it resonates. It could be any sign. But I do feel if you are wanting love, then this could be saying it's like the turnaround here could be that maybe you're meeting a person who's devoted to you for the first time ever, right? Next, we're going to look at your 11th house. You have the self-made card. Love it. It says you will become successful or rich by your own efforts. Sometimes you must be obsessed. We literally just said that with that devoted card, basically. You must be obsessed in order to be successful. You have this card that says, see the good in what you call bad. Nothing in your suffering is meaningless. So the 11th house has to do with like groups, communities that you belong to, the future, luck, things like that. And I feel like there is a lot of luck here, clearly, for you in your life. It's kind of interesting to me as well that I've done a bunch of these readings already, and this seems to be like a theme right here. This isn't exactly what everyone has had, but people have had something very similar to this type of energy where it's like kind of saying nothing is good or bad right now. Which yes, I understand that there are bad things that happen, but what I would say is I feel like it's kind of like saying how can you like temperance, right? How can you take something that's happening in your life and how can you turn it into a positive? Or how can you make something better? It's like maybe some things are good that are happening to you. How can you make them better? And this is coming up in the house of community, the 11th house. So, one way would be working together with other people. Definitely could be, a way to kind of magnify your victories, to become more successful, pretty much, anything. You have the Emperor, the Queen of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a card of socializing. So it wouldn't surprise me if you are very social at this time. I also kind of feel like you water signs are definitely the leaders right now, or you could be kind of being seen as a leader. People could really want your attention as well. You have the Eight of Wands to the Star card right next to it. So this really tells me that, people might be wanting your attention for, pretty much any reason is what I would say. For a lot of you, could be for work or career, which would be great. Maybe, people are looking up to you. Maybe your boss sees you as a leader, which would be great as well, especially with that Star card. Pretty much have been saying all year that I would be trying to get as much positive attention as you possibly can. If you want to raise or a promotion, do extra things. Take the lead in opportunities or in areas where you can take the lead because it could lead to a raise or a promotion. If you want more love, same thing. Socialize. Get out in public. You'll probably be able to find love. I also feel like your words are very lucky. The Eight of Wands is like a card of manifestation. It's a card of telling the universe what we want. The universe responds. So I would use good words. You have the Queen of Swords as well, and again, I kind of feel you can see here that she has clouds only halfway up her body, and it says that she is finally seeing things clearly. So I feel like you are becoming very clear, and the 11th house is the house of the future, and so what is kind of popping into my head is I feel like those clouds, like maybe at the beginning of the year, the clouds are up here, right? Maybe they're over your head, you can't see clearly, but as like we move throughout the year, I think the clouds go lower and lower, 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 and lower. So it's like you're becoming more and more clear as we move throughout the year. And I feel like this is in pretty much all areas of your life. You have the Star here, you have the Wheel of Fortune, really tells me this is like your personal vision for your life. Like if you had a perfect life, what would it look like? And I'm not saying, to me, life isn't perfect. Far from it. But it's like, I think it's a worthy goal. I think that working towards creating a perfect life is a good thing to do. There's nothing wrong with that. And so, like, if you had a perfect life, what would it look like? And again, I feel like you're becoming more and more clear on like how you could get there, on how you could create that. I feel like you're getting more clear on the actions that you could take as well with this card. So really like it. Again, I really feel that this Emperor is kind of like your energy, even though you're not an Aries. Yes, I totally understand that, Scorpio. But what I would say is like, I feel you could be, seen as a leader this year. And I would be, if I were you, I would be looking for leadership opportunities. Again, if you want to raise or promotion, if you want a job, if you're looking for a new career, I think anything like involving taking the lead or becoming a leader is definitely being highlighted here. With the Emperor, you have the health card. All three water signs, I'm pretty sure, have had this card. I would definitely watch your health. I mean, it's like one of those years as well. We have Saturn going into Pisces, which for Pisces definitely is going to have to do with health. Sometimes I think like, that it might affect all water signs, right? Clearly, because it's come up for everyone. So, what I would say is that Saturn and Pisces energy, even though you're not a Pisces, it could still be kind of affecting you in some way, right? So I don't think this is a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. With Saturn, if we do the work, then we're perfectly fine. The whole point of Saturn is to do the work. You do the work, then you get the rewards, right? So it might be a good year for you to like improve your health, to focus on your health, all those things. With the Queen of Swords, you have this appreciation card. Again, I feel you're feeling appreciated. It's kind of interesting that I kind of feel like there are just like these little things that are going on around you that are making you feel more and more confident. And like I said earlier in the reading, it's really striking me that is the thing that is making you more successful this year. It's just like your feelings. I feel like because you're feeling better, maybe you're feeling stronger, more appreciated, more confident, and because of that, you're just finding more success, which is not a bad thing, like I said. With the Eight of Wands, you have this status card. Again, this is like my power couple card, so if you are attracting a person into your life, it could be like a power couple type situation. There could be travel involved. Again, all three water signs have had like long distance relationship type stuff. I think that there's a couple of things. Number one, there's a lot of moving energy for water signs in general. So it wouldn't surprise me if you were moving and then found love. I mean, obviously that's not long distance, but it's kind of similar. I would also say that there might just be a lot of long distance energy for love. So if you want it, could be a person from a distance. Next, in your 12th house for endings, new beginnings, or well, really just endings, you have this Coffin and this main female card. It's also the house of like closure, things that are hidden, things that you're releasing as well. The Coffin is really funny because this is a card that says, basically, I'll show you over here, that you're inside the coffin. Inside the coffin is your old life. Outside the coffin is your new life. And I feel like this is you. Even if you're not a female, doesn't matter. I don't attach gender to my cards in these general readings. I feel like it's just talking about the main person in the reading, which again is you in this reading set, Scorpio, sorry. And so I feel for a lot of you, this is saying that you are undergoing a big transformation, a big change at this time. You have the High Priestess, the Knight of Swords, and the Star card. Funny, the Star card is a card of healing, and some of you could be healing from a big change. Sometimes we can go through a change. It's not like we need to heal. It's not like maybe the change has done anything bad or wrong to us, but sometimes like a change takes it out of us. So it could be a good change that you're going through, but it could still like require some healing or some time for yourself. I do also feel like you could be getting a lot of attention. I also do feel new beginnings, which is interesting. Really like the first house is the house of new beginnings, but we go 12th house to the first house. So, I'm wondering if maybe that this year it's kind of popping into my head that you could be at the end of a 12th house journey, kind of. That's not accurate, but that's kind of what I'm getting. And so I feel like you could be at the end of some sort of big change, closure, some sort of transformation, some sort of like, ego death or something like that, right? And I feel that there's just like a refreshing new beginning coming in for you here with this card. You have the Knight of Swords. I would definitely be careful of anyone charging back into your life from the past. There could be a person coming in who's like angry, who wants closure, which is weird. It's like, it's like sometimes I think we deal with people who just can't be wrong. So if you've dealt with a person like that, I feel like maybe this is really only going to be for those of you that dealt with a person maybe who thinks that they're always right, or doesn't see their part in a situation, and I kind of feel that with this person. So if you have a past person, could have been a Virgo. I have Sagittarius popping into my head as well. Take it how it resonates, Scorpio. But what I would say is if you have a person like that, I would definitely be very careful, because I don't think they're going to do anything bad. I think they could just mess up your day, or they just could, make you angry or something like that. So I would just be careful. You have the High Priestess here. This is Pisces. Pisces is the 12th house. So I definitely feel this is just saying that you're going to be tapping into your 12th house energies. So very intuitive. I would trust your intuition. I would trust your dreams. It's a card of hidden like secrets and things like that as well. I would be careful of secrets. I would be careful of anyone who is secretive. I kind of am seeing this not really as a warning, but just like if you get that vibe, like sometimes you get a vibe from a person and maybe you just feel like they're holding back or they're not telling the truth. I would trust your vibes that you're getting on people, because, it's just popping into my head. I'm getting everything with the High Priestess, though. It's like not just a bad thing. I think there are good things with the High Priestess as well. Like, again, I feel like she's the card of potential. She has no roof over her head. So I feel there's a lot of potential in new things that you could be starting, new beginnings, things like that. So it's not all bad with her, but I would definitely trust your intuition. With the High Priestess, are you kidding? You have this Caution card. Again, it popped into my head immediately with her. I don't think it's a bad thing. I would just say, and again, you're going to notice, you're going to sense it. So just pay attention. If you feel like you shouldn't trust a person, don't trust them with that card. If you feel like someone is lying, they're lying to you. So I feel like it's very straightforward. I feel like it's saying your intuition is telling you something is off with a person this year. Trust it, right? With the Knight of Swords, you have this eccentricity card. Everybody's been getting these Aquarius cards, basically. We're entering into this time of Aquarius. I would just stay open to new opportunities, anything different, because, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of success in the new. I feel like there's a lot of success in kind of like weird, eccentric ideas and things like that. So go for it. With the Star card, you have this protection card. I do feel like you are protected. The Star card is kind of a card of protection. So I do feel like you are protected from, anything crazy happening. But we're going to pull 5 main themes to see if there's anything else I missed for you at this time here, Scorpio. But you have this needle and thread card. It says a sincere wish is being granted. I would definitely make a wish, but I do feel there could be like a wish coming in for you. You have this wall card. It says misunderstandings. See, here's the thing, though. Is I feel like there could be a person coming in who's trying to get you to, like, I think they think that you are misunderstanding things, but I feel like you're very clear. So again, don't allow people to, bamboozle you. Don't allow people to confuse you when you don't need to be confused and stuff like that. You have this basket. It says recognition, reward for merit. Definitely a lot of success. I feel there's a lot of abundance here. I feel like there's a lot of reasons. You have that appreciation card, and there's a cornucopia right here. The cornucopia represents abundance. So I feel like there's a lot of reasons for you to be appreciative, to be grateful. A lot of abundance coming in for you. You have this bat card. It says, take care, enemies are working against you. I don't think it's an enemy. I think it's just a past person. It could even be, it doesn't even have to be a lover. It could be like a friendship or something. But I feel like this person is never wrong. By that, I mean they are always wrong. But I think according to them, they are never wrong, right? You also have this kite card. It says vacation. I think maybe you need a vacation. You had a lot of travel showing up in this reading. Taking breaks, taking a vacation would be a really good idea. This is a really good reading. Love it for you, Scorpio. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your year.